Hello everyone, it's your friendly neighborhood Ultraspidercole here, ready to talk to you about the new update that came to Boundaries. Yes, it seems like they're listening, they're focusing, they're trying to make this game come back from the dead. Even they have announced and they have said that they haven't marketed this game. They haven't done anything to really market it, okay? But they are working and they're listening and they're trying to figure things out for next year. And that's great. That's all I want, them to keep working at it. In this video, we're going to be covering all the things that supposedly they changed, they're fixing, and some things that I still would like them to add to the game to, spice it up, make it better, give it that thing that they need to get more people to come in.
Player versus environment mode. After the update, players can fight against AI enemies under different difficulties. We currently offer 3 difficulty levels: easy, normal, and hard.
The first thing that they start talking about, as we just saw, is that they added 3 different levels of player versus AI, which is great. Immediately, I was like, this is what they need to have people continuously play the game. They need to be able to play the game some way or another. I looked at the Steam charts immediately. It's almost 300 players. Look at that right there. Almost 300 players are already playing the game again, like maybe 276 or something like that in 24 hours already. On the first day of adding AI bots.
It allows players to choose according to their skill level and practice their combat techniques. Depending on the selected difficulty, players will earn different experience multipliers for character and weapon. Higher difficulties provides more experience.
So depending on the difficulty itself, you'll get more XP with each game. So let's say you play easy, you get a 0.5, or a point, you get a 0.5. Medium is 0.75, and if you play with hard, you get the full XP like if you were playing online with regular people. Again, great idea. You are rewarding people. They can't play with other people because the servers are kind of but now people are playing the game. You're still rewarding them for playing the game. Now people are, hey, I'm incentivized to come back and play the game. I'm getting some type of that's great. I love that.
Combat experience adjustments. In this update, certain mechanisms related to combat experience have been adjusted. The character's backpack mechanism adjusted. Based on players' feedback and data analysis, damage reduction of the character's backpack will be removed after the update. Attacking from someone's behind will now cause fully damage. Meanwhile, players will no longer be misled by feedback from accidental backpack hits.
And okay, so that right there, I didn't even know that was a problem. That actually makes sense because I've sniped people in the back and I'm like, why are they alive? That's weird. I didn't even know that was a thing. Mainly because I couldn't play the game long enough to figure out that was a problem. And it's great. They have those little player feedbacks, the little pieces like there, and they're going and they're fixing them. That's something I didn't know was a thing.
The automatic health regeneration mechanism adjusted. After this update, players need to fully restore their armor before automatic health recover, which means players need to ensure both armor and health are fully restored. This way they can avoid being at a disadvantage during combat.
So I don't know how well that's gonna go. I personally always, like, if my backpack or my armor is broken and I completely just get out of the way and heal myself before I go back into combat. I try to do that as much as I can. I haven't noticed too much of a problem with this. Again, I haven't been able to play as much as I want to with this game because of the servers dying so fast. So it's something that I hope doesn't affect too much of the game. So I can't really tell at this moment with it.
Side pod launcher firing adjusted. To enhance the effectiveness of pods in combat, some pod will be fully automatic launch now instead of manual. Players only need to press the corresponding button to fire at the current aiming position immediately, even while firing main weapon or using mobility devices. This rule applies to HE grenade, EMP grenade, impulse grenade, and snapshot sensor, making tactical items more convenient during intense battles.
See, now that's pretty good. That seems like you get more accurate response on where you're going to be shooting now. with your equipment, which is pretty cool. Again, I haven't used the equipment as much as I should. I have to mess with my settings a little more. So that's on me. I should be using my equipment a lot more to get more off of the game.
Battlefield information adjusted. To improve the quick readability of the minimap, horizontal lines connecting the player have been removed. Information such as capture points and excessive interactive elements has also been removed, leaving only the display of enemy and teammate positions, making the map focus on quickly locating threats.
That right there, I think, is amazing. That is what they need to do, because the problem sometimes was you had so much stuff on your minimap, you didn't know what you were looking at, and the minimap itself is not a normal minimap. Up like the vertical horizontal line, and if anything gets below the horizontal line, that means an enemy is below you. If it's above the horizontal line, that means they're above you. So it's cool that they got rid of all that other useless stuff out of the minimap, so it's only, hey, the guy is above you, he's in the heavens, go get him.
For more details about this update, please read the official content update note. Operators, we hope this updates bring you a better gaming experience.
Okay, we're gonna go in depth into the other updates that they did in this. First things first, the invasion mode. They have increased the tempo of the game mode to create a faster paced experience. Good. What does that mean? Improves attacking side's gameplay experience, and the initial time for attacking side has been decreased, but the bonus time awarded after capping has been increased. Domination mode increases the pace of the game mode to create a faster paced experience. Eating yourself now. Decreases the total score requirement for round. I don't know how well that's gonna do. I feel like if you're gonna do something for fast-paced experience, maybe there should be something else besides just faster paced experience. I don't know. I feel like that there is worded a little weird. And we're gonna go to character adjustments. Okay, the characters I read this before, and I did not know for the longest time that each character had different healths, because I haven't been able to play in a long time. So when I read decreases the AC of, when I saw increases the HP of Leeway and Orlan, I was like, why do they have different health? I didn't know they had different healths. The character adjustment decreases the AC of Leeway and Orlan. I don't know what AC is. I have no idea what that is. Okay, weapon adjustments. The hip shot spread at the TK-47 GSW AR and the PCC has been decreased. Decrease the amount of spare magazine SMGs have. Increases the amount of spare magazine MG has. SMG's bullet spread when aiming has been decreased. MG's bullet spread when aiming has been decreased. And the MG's bullet damage has been increased. The MGs do more damage, which is a little scary. I'm gonna go to the pod adjustments, right into the grenades. EMP grenades changes. There is EMP grenades now fire automatically towards enemies with a single button press. They talked about that. The damage of the EMP grenades have been increased, and the effective radius have been increased also, which is good because they felt a little weak sometimes when I used them. The impulse grenades, deploy grenade will automatically detonate after a short period of time, and the top portion of that is a single button press. The snap sensor is the exact same thing, where now it's with one button press, and it will begin scanning in a short period of time. Okay, so with the movement adjustments, here we're gonna go, and I'm gonna skip right to the aiming adjustments. The players will no longer be able to aim it while moving at a high speed with their movement abilities. Players will still be able to hip fire their weapons. So with what I gathered with this update, they want it to be that the faster you go, the less accurate you can be with your ADS, or just not have ADS at all. So you have a lot more freedom with your mobility now, but the problem is you can't ADS. So they've decreased the hip fire spread out of all the weapons with what I've seen. If you go back with the TK-47, the GSW, some other SMGs, they've decreased a lot of the bullet spread to make it easier to hip fire, which is something really cool, and I'm glad that they did something. The movement changes, the FOV changes, and FOV stretching effect has been added at the edges of the player's view during high-speed movement, which that one I'm not entirely sure. I haven't noticed it just yet, so next time that I play, I'm going to keep an eye on it to see how it feels. Ability changes. The cooldown of all mobility-based abilities have been increased. Decrease the amount of charges for the maneuverability device.
increases the duration of the afterburn, and increases the range of the grapple hook. I don't know if the people who are making this game know this or not. I was watching this streamer called VTube Soul, and I was watching him play the game, and I believe he had an immovability device. I'm not entirely sure what he had, but he was moving at the speed of a light. Sweet lordy Jesus, he was moving too fast. They needed to calm that dude down. I don't know how bad that's going to be later on, or if it was just his FOV. I don't know what it was, but I need to play the game a little more to know what's going on there. Maybe they need to change it. Like I said, I'm not entirely sure yet. Let's go right into UI adjustments, which we don't need to cover UI adjustments because the only thing they're talking about is how they removed all the markers and crap from the minimap. Miscellaneous, and this is where I wish they talked a little more and gave more explanations on what bugs were problems and what kind of glitches was going on. Nothing that they really need to talk about, but I would still like to know. When using gamepad, players can use the hotkeys in development UI to create smoother gameplay experiences, which is good for people who want to use their controllers, fix various bugs and glitches, and various performance improvements, which is good because I have noticed the game was a little weird. When I was playing today, the game was acting up a bit, so I don't know what that's about, but those are so far everything that's going on. I really like everything that they're doing. This update immediately, like I stated before, they brought a lot of people back, and it only comes to see what happens later on throughout the year, or the rest of the year, and the continuation of next year. So one thing I still think they should do is the orbital conquest. I'm just saying that'd be great. Improve some. Another thing that they should do is really focus on adding more cover or adding another space station, spaceship into sections where you spawn in, like in team deathmatch or whatever, because I'm still having problems where I'm spawning and immediately getting picked off the moment I spawn in. It's not as bad. They did add this little thing where there's like a lock over your name when you spawn in or an enemy spawns in, which signifies you can't do damage to them, so that they have some type of spawn protection. But I'm still having the problem where the enemy team is pushing me and clapping my cheeks in my own base, and I'm getting annoyed with that part. And if that doesn't get fixed and they don't add more cover, I still don't see this. A lot of people still coming back if some things like those big things aren't changed. At the end of it all, they're doing a really good job with everything they're doing. They listen to the community, and I know that they're just gonna keep listening from here on out. So yeah, that was everything. That was everything.